The fifth letter is all about four women who were friends since high school and have been going away on holidays together for a long time. But they've started to drift apart a bit because of the normal life and kids and things like that. And so they finally get together again for one of these holidays. And one of the women in particular, Joni, is feeling like she needs to draw them back together. And so she suggests that they all share secrets in letters. It's a bit of a drunken night idea. And they decide to write these anonymous letters to share these secrets, and they're going to read them out and find out, hopefully become a little bit closer. But Joni finds an extra letter that is not supposed to exist, that somebody has written and tried to destroy. So Joni finds this extra letter with a very dark secret, and she has to figure out who wrote it, why they wrote it, who they wrote it about, but she can't talk to any of her friends about it because she doesn't know which one it could be. The idea for the fifth letter came from a couple of different places. I had this concept sort of running around at the back of my mind for quite a long time. Originally I had high school kids who on a dare write letters and are going to swap them and share secrets, and one of them is going to write something quite nasty. And I just had that at the back of my mind, but then at the same time I also have a group of my own friends who we've been friends since high school. We go away on holidays together, and the idea sort of merged with that friendship, and I decided to make it about these women who are in their 30s, go away together and decide to share secrets in letters. I go away on holidays with my friends, and we often have quite a lot to drink, and things come out, and sometimes we fight as well, which is not surprising because there's 7 of us, so 7 women in a holiday house together. It doesn't take long before tempers might flare, but we also always work it out, and it usually ends in hugs and tears if we have any fights. So yeah, it was sort of merging those two things together and to come up with the idea of the book. My favourite character in the book, I think, is Joni. The 4 women are Joni, Deb, Eden and Trina. I do like Eden because she is musically inclined and I'm not, and I'm jealous of that. And she's also a bit sort of airy, fairy and fun, so I like her for that. But Joni is the one who's a bit more like me, a bit more intense, gets jealous if her friends have new friends, which is something I used to do, especially when we first left high school and I didn't go to uni, and a lot of my friends went to uni and they all made these new uni friends, and I remember going, but you've got us, why do you have new friends? So I can see where Joni's coming from. So I think that makes her the one that I feel closest to. The book is not specifically based on my friends, but I think I probably draw on elements here and there. Each of the characters, my friends have actually asked me, are we in the book? Especially once they heard the main concept for it. I don't know whether or not they're concerned about the darker side of it or not. They might be once they actually read the book. And I'll be interested to see as well when they read the book if they see themselves in the characters. But I don't see them as specifically certain friends. But yeah, I probably will have borrowed little tiny things from them here and there. I've gotten lots of great advice from people within the book industry. I got told once if I'm reading bad reviews to read them out in a loud, funny voice to make yourself feel better about them, which I quite liked, just as a bit of a kind of fun way to deal with them. But I've also since found as well that sometimes when I read bad reviews, that I can even take them on board. I've read one not too long ago, and I was in the middle of working on my next book, and it was quite a tough criticism, and it made me want to sit down and write, and it made me want to write something amazing. So it was actually ended up being quite a good motivator for me, which was nice. The best piece of advice that I would offer to other writers out there, or aspiring writers as well, is to write lots of different things. I was halfway through writing my first book when I did a uni degree with a writing major, and I found it to be amazing because it gave me this opportunity to write in all these different genres that I normally wouldn't experiment with, and I think it helped to grow my writing, to write different things and so on. So I'd say, and I also started before I published my first book, I started working on something else, which was a bit of a thriller. I got about 10,000 words into it. It got really complicated. I didn't know what I was doing, and I stopped and I started fresh with a whole different genre, and suddenly it felt comfortable. So it's good to, try out different things and see what suits you best. If you get stuck, I always find it's good to just write something completely different, whether it's a blog post or just some free writing. I also find it's good to get up and go for a walk, have a coffee, go and write somewhere else, different environment, listen to music. I love doing when I write because certain music can be really inspiring, and I always advise eat chocolate.